Hello me, it's our story time again. Today we're going to continue reading this English book. What's the book title?
How to be cool in third grade.
How to be cool in the third grade. Do you remember who he is?
Robbie.
He's Robbie. Huh? Is he Robbie or Wobby?
Robbie and Robbie.
Robbie and Wobby. He got a new nickname, right? So somebody's start calling him Wobby now. He feels really upset. Okay, we're going to start. I don't remember who chapter is this. Do you? Chapter 5, 6? I don't know. We're just going to read. Let's see. The underwear problem. Chapter 6. The underwear problem. Do you have underwear problem? Do you wear underwear? Yeah? 内裤. You don't have to show it to me. I know you wear underwear. Okay. The underwear problem. In Miss Williams' class, there were only 20 minutes between lunchtime and break time. It was during that 20 minutes period that Bo Henny, is that the kid, the big kid who bullied Robbie?
Yeah, that ball is everyone.
Bullied everyone, yeah. So Bo Henny managed to notify the entire third grade class that Robbie York wore superheroes underwear. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Do you wear superhero underwear?
No, I'm not a boy, silly.
Well, even girls can wear superhero underwears, but
Yeah,
you don't
right.
want other people to know what underwear you wear, right? 20 minutes can be a wonderful short period of time. It is exactly the length of time it takes to ride the total panic roller coaster at Wonder World. 18 minutes to wait in line, 2 minutes to ride. 等待的时间比实际上坐那个云霄飞车的时间长。Or to eat a vanilla strawberry swirl frozen yogurt with crushed Butterfingers on top, Robbie's favorite. Number 3, to have a fire drill. Fire drill 是什么？消防演习呀，防火演习。20 minutes can also be a terribly long period of time. It is exactly the length of time it takes, 1, to get a cavity filled at the dentist. 就是你去补牙。这个是很不好的一个经验 ，dentist cavity fills. Oh, I don't like the sound. Number 2, to take a pop quiz in spelling. So Robbie doesn't like to take quiz, right? Just like you. Number 3, to eat a large helping of his mother's broccoli casserole. So I guess Robbie doesn't like to eat vegetable. He doesn't like broccoli casserole. So that 20 minutes is like a terrible experience. The 20 minutes that it took Bo to notify the class that Robbie wore superheroes underwear was the longest 20 minutes in Robbie's life. Feels like 20 years probably. Bo had noticed Robbie's superheroes underwear in the boys' bathroom just after lunch. Hey, Robbie, he had called to Robbie. What's that on your underwear? Robbie was tucking in his shirt. He looked... Oops. 翻不过来。手残. He looked down at his underwear with a puzzled look. He hadn't spilled anything at lunch. What could Bo be talking about?
Did you poop on his pants?
Maybe he pooped on his pants. I don't think so. Nothing, he answered. Yes, there he is, said Bo. Robbie didn't like the sound of Bo's voice. It had a teasing kind of sound to it. Bo had managed to get the attention of all the other boys in the bathroom. They all stopped washing their hands and looked over at Robbie and Bo. Does baby Wobby have little superheroes on his undies? Bo asked in a baby voice. 2 boys at the sink snickered. Up until that afternoon, Robbie had no idea that there was anything wrong at all with superheroes' underwear. All his underwear had pictures on it, superheroes, G.I. Joe, even cartoon pals. His face turned red. He was suddenly glad he hadn't worn cartoon pals. Robbie hurried out of the boys' bathroom, looking down at the floor. He didn't look up until he sat down in his seat in Miss Whelan's classroom. It was then that the longest 20 minutes of Robbie's life began. So, do you think there's something wrong to wear superhero underwear? No. So why does Bo pick on Robbie for his underwear?
Because he's older than him.
Because
Subway boys always wear superhero underwear.
you say boys always wear superhero underwears. I don't think they always wear superhero underwear, but I think some do, some don't. And nothing to tease about. The reason Bo is teasing Robbie about the underwear is because he's a bully. Bo is anything he wants. He can pick on anything he wants. He can pick on Robbie's hair, Robbie's underwear, Robbie's t-shirt, Robbie's pencil box, anything. So when you are the target, they can pick on anything. So you shouldn't be, care about what they care. If you worry about what they pick on you, then you are going to be the target forever, right? He looked across the classroom. He could see Bo working on something at his desk. It was quiet reading time. Bo should not have been working on anything. Robbie couldn't concentrate on his reading. He couldn't think of anything but what was on the paper that Bo was working on. Bo began folding the sheet of paper. He folded it once, twice, 3 times, then dropped it over his shoulder onto Tom Boland's desk. 他在传纸条 passing on little notes. Somehow Robbie knew that the note was about him. Tom unfolded the paper, then looked over at Robbie. He poked Bo in the back and laughed quietly. Tom folded the note and passed it back over his shoulder to Sue. She passed it to Pat. On and on the note went. When the note was being passed down the row of desks beside Robbie, he peeked over and caught a glimpse of the note. It was even worse than he expected. What do you think? Bo wrote on the note. In the middle of the page, Bo had drawn a picture of a boy in a cap flying through the air like one of the superheroes. Under the picture, Bo had written, "Baby Wobbie wears superheroes underwear." He had drawn an arrow from the words to the boy. Robbie stretched his neck even farther to read the words at the bottom of the page. "It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Super Wobbie." 他还帮他想了一个 slogan. Robbie slumped down lower into his seat. He wished a black hole would open up in the floor and swallow him. 他想要一个黑洞可以躲起来。如果我想是你，或是任何一个这个年龄的小朋友，看到这种事情，应该都是很 embarrassed 吧，都会觉得很困惑、很困扰、很难过。但是就正中那个霸凌者的下怀了，不可以，不要跟着他的情绪走。He had started the day with such high hopes. Now everything seems hopeless. He slipped his notebook out of his desk and turned to his list. He crossed out 2. Get jeans. Beside it, he wrote, "Get new underwear." 好惨哦。对啊，他大概做梦都没想到他内裤会被人家让他成为被霸凌的对象。Jeans seems like the least important thing in the world. Now he would settle for a pair of new underwear. The terrible year just got worse. 但是就像我刚刚前面说的，他其实要羞辱你，要找你麻烦，他什么都可以讲。你就算换了内裤一样，你明天他就会换一个新的主题来攻击你。所以其实不用随之起舞啊。要是我的话，其实我觉得最好的方法，但是可能挑衅也会让他不高兴。 那既然挑你穿内裤是超级英雄，那你干脆明天就穿一整组的 superhero T-shirt、superhero pants、superhero underwear， 就让他笑得够啊。他发现他没有人要理他的时候，他可能就会暂停霸凌了吧。下一章，这是 Chapter 7 Book Buddies。好，他该不会跟那个 Bo 分到一组吧？The fun had gone out of the first day of school. Robbie couldn't remember ever feeling this low. It was almost time to ride home on the bus. School bus rides were no longer something to look forward to. They were something to 这怎么念 dread 还是 dread？He sat at his desk, wondering how to get out of the bus ride home. Another trip with Bo would be the worst thing that he could imagine. He looked over at Bo. Bo was carving his name into his desk with a Boy Scout knife. 他居然带那个美工刀还是算是什么军用小刀在学校，这样可以吗？有些地方好像是不行的。Robbie had the feeling that Bo had never been a Boy Scout. Just then, like the answer to a prayer, he heard the most wonderful words of the day. Bo Henny, you will remain after school for detention hall. 太好了，他被留校就是怎样处罚，对不对？留校处罚，所以他不能马上回家，这样就不用跟他搭同一班车。Miss Williams had found the knife. 我讲对没错吧？不能带那个刀子去学校。Saved for now 只是高兴1秒钟。It would be safe to ride the bus home today. Then he heard the second most wonderful words of the day. It's time to announce our book buddies for the year. Book buddies. Robbie had always wanted to be a book buddy. Book buddies got to help other kids with their reading. It was not easy to be chosen. You had to have all A's from the year before. You had to have all S's in the behavior. Robbie hoped his name would be called. He had all A's and all S's. He could imagine himself carrying the red notebooks, sitting out in the hall at the 2 desks, holding up the flashcards. It would be...Well, cool 就是好学生的代表嘛，就是你是因为你程度很好，所以你可以帮助别人，但是他会想要帮助 Bo 吗？如果他变成 reading buddy， 他可能就没办法选择。It would be a great book buddy. He would be a great book buddy if only she would choose him. Look handsome, Miss Williams read from a piece of paper.Robbie crossed his fingers. She could pick me, Robbie thought. I always get A's. Marcel Johnson. Robbie thought back over all his report cards. He had never received anything but an S in behavior. He never misbehaved. It could be me, he thought. Millie. 这怎么念? Bonnefeld. Please, Robbie Yerk.Robbie Yerk! He had been chosen. He would be a book buddy this year. Robbie grinned at Miss Williams. Oh, the other kids signed out their disappointment at not being chosen. The bell rang and the children hurried out the door to get to their buses. Book buddies, called Miss Williams. Please stay for just a moment and get your assignments. Oh, so he has to stay.Robbie hurried up to the front of the room with Luke, Marcel, and Millet. Now he would find out who his buddy was. The person that he would be working with this year. The 4 children clustered around the desk. Luke, you will have Brian Hicks. Luke nodded and headed out to the bus. Marcel,You will have Katie Robinson. Marshall nodded and laughed too. Millet, you will have Barb Green. She nodded and laughed. And Robbie, you will have... 还好，这是什么？等一下，这个字怎么念？塞，这个名字。Do you remember this name? Clyder? Elmer 还是
Clyde Elmer Henry.
Oh, Clive Helmer, Henny. Oh, Clyde Elmer Henny. Clyde Elmer Henny. Robbie did not nod. Who was Clyde Elmer Henny? They didn't have anyone in their class named Clyde Elmer, did they? Now, hurry, said Miss Williams. You don't want to miss the bus. Robbie headed for the door. From the back of the room, a voice called, Bye, Robbie. Bo Henny. Yep, same word, Henny. Right, same last name. Could it be true? Could Clyde Helmer Henny be Bo Henny? It must be true. He was book buddies with Bo. Uh-oh, that's not fun. Smack! Robbie ran out to the bus and climbed up the stairs. He sat down beside Dog and slunk his backpack down. Who's your book buddy? Said Dog. Robbie didn't answer. He rested his head back and closed his eyes. You okay? He shook his head. No. Who'd you get? Said Dog. You didn't get a girl, did you? Robbie shook his head. Phew, you look so bad. I thought maybe you got a girl. 有这么糟吗？跟女生配对有这么糟吗？可能一个3年级的男生来说是很糟的吧。但是我觉得跟 Bo Henny 配对更糟。I got Bo. What? Bo? He said again. Man, said Dog. He covered his forehead with his hand. This is not good. They rode in silence. The bus stopped at Dog's stop. Don't worry, Dog said as he walked towards the front of the bus. We will think of something. Robbie didn't smile. We have to, he said. Or I'm dead tomorrow. 好惨哦，我真的不是那个感觉，真的是我可以懂被霸凌的人的心情，因为我以前也曾经被欺负过，但是那个你那个没有那么严重，他这个都是长时间的、经年累月的霸凌，几个星期、几个月、甚至到1年、2年都有。你那个是小小的，被人家讲了一句很难听的话而已，但你那个你都觉得难过，更何况是这种很可怕的。Robbie stopped. Came next. He could see his mother as they pulled up the stop. She was waiting at the bus stop to walk him home. 哇，他妈妈好爱他哦，还在那边等他下课诶。As they pulled closer, he could see that she was wearing her brightest, reddest lipstick. His first 2 steps to being cool had changed. Now his third step seems impossible too. With a sign, he pulled out his notebook and changed his third step to being cool. Number 3, put up with kisses at the bus stop. Smack! She got him again. 他妈妈很喜欢在公共场合亲他，我觉得到某一个年纪可能就不太适合了吧，对不对？The door of the bus slammed shut with a bang like the end of his hopes for a great year. His mother did not seem to notice. How was your day? She asked in a cheerful voice. Fine. It was no use worrying her. How do you like your class? It's okay. Do you know anyone in your new classroom? Robbie thought of Bo. Yes, he said without enthusiasm. Good, she said. She seemed satisfied with that. Oh, Robbie, there's a sale at Harkins. I thought I would run over there this afternoon. Mrs. Hens will watch you while I'm gone. It will only be for about an hour. I need to get you a few more things for school. Robbie's heart sank. What would she get him this time? Pretty pony underwear? He can talk to his parents. That's the problem. He doesn't tell his parents what he really wants. He wanted to say the words, would you mind picking up a pair of jeans for me? Or, hey, while you were there, would you see if they have any white underwear on sale? He sighed. No matter how many ways he thought of to say the words, they wouldn't come out of his mouth. So if you don't tell your parents or people you need to communicate with, they don't know what you need. They don't know what you're thinking. So you need to communicate. Robbie did a bad demonstration. He didn't say what he needed. As his mother hurried inside to get her purse, Robbie sank down onto the front steps. Maybe Baby Wobbie was the right name for him after all. He had made up his list with such high hopes, but he hadn't done a single thing on his list. There was a big difference between making a plan and doing the plan. He had to stop Bo, but how? He couldn't tell his mother. He could just see what she would do. She would get all upset, call Mr. Hartman, call Bo's parents, call the PTA, call the police. It would only make things worse. 对，这父母亲直接就介入，我觉得也不是很好，就可以先跟小朋友讨论一下怎么处理会比较好，然后小朋友试着自己去处理，不行的话父母亲再介入，但是前提是没有生命安全的有疑虑之下，这样子让孩子去自己试着处理看看。If only he could become cool before tomorrow, before he had to be book buddies with Bo, everything would be okay. Coolness was like armor, protection from harm and teasing. Coolness was the key to happiness in the third grade. Coolness was the key to survival in the third grade. Time was running out and he needed to know the answer fast. How to be cool in the third grade? It seems impossible. 唉，可怜的 Robbie。好啦，我们休息几分钟吧。